Hello, welcome to Annoyed Gamer, coming to you from my games room in Altadena, California. Yay, games room. Thanks for watching the previous shows. Thank you for the subscribing and the liking and the comments. Dig in the comments. Thanks for all the help. Still working on, getting to grips with stuff. Thanks for the comments about the wall of nerd. It's only one wall of nerd, by the way, there, because there's more there and more there, and maybe someday I will do a video tour and show you all the nerdery and toys and great stuff and memorabilia. But yes, thank you. I really appreciate anybody who takes the time to watch what I do. It's muchly appreciated. Thank you. All right, so couple of things. Obviously, I had to pull the Nintendo episode down because no, I didn't use footage and it wasn't flagged. It was just the sound was all over the place. People were having issues. So I'm going to quickly recap that right now. Nintendo, profits down, third year running. They've had to pull back the sales projections for the Wii U and the 3DS. Basically, saying, oh, the Wii U, it's a bit of a flop. Nintendo in a little bit of trouble. In that Microsoft and Sony are peeling ahead of them at a hell of a rate. Xbox One and PS4 are selling like crazy. Developers are flocking to Xbox One and PS4 and PC with, Steam and all these other things, and leaving Nintendo in the dust. What does Nintendo need to do to basically pull things back in the short, medium, and long term? Well, first thing they need to do, with all due respect to Iwata-san, they need fresh leadership. They need probably a younger leader, somebody who is more versed perhaps in the global market, who can see things from a Western perspective. And I know that will be, sacrilege to a lot of people who are hardcore Nintendo fans, but I'm just throwing this out there because Sony have done it with the PS4 and it works. Sony brought Mark Cerny on because the PS3 was a bit of a disaster when it first launched. The cell processors, all those different cells, great idea, just didn't work properly. And then they botched the launch, and Mark Cerny came on, and the Western the Western team that led the project for the PS4 went for a more PC architecture, more friendly, easier to program for. That's what Nintendo needs. And that's coming out of Japan. That's that's where that leadership needs to be. Somebody who gets that bigger picture. They need new leadership in the US as well, because unfortunately, as nice a guy as Reggie is, and he's a nice guy. He's the sort, it's like, it's Reggie. Everybody loves the Reggie. But unfortunately, he doesn't seem to have that power, that gravitas, that ability to stand up to some of the inane decisions that Japan does, to say this isn't going to work over here. America and Europe, biggest markets in the world for games. That's it, period. Japan, not as big anymore. Korea is a huge market now. Nintendo's focusing on Japan. Nintendo's focusing on the guys who were buying Nintendo games 10, 15, 20 years ago. And Nintendo needs to broaden its horizons. So yes, leadership, younger, more dynamic, more global leadership. And that leads on to point two. Nintendo have a lot of money. They have all that Wii U money, the DS money, the 3DS money. And I know it's eaten into their profits, over the last couple of years, and those cash reserves have probably dropped a little. But they made a lot of bank. Time to open the checkbook. Time to go out and buy some games. Buy some games short term. Do some exclusive deals. Go to publishers and say, let us give you marketing support. We will not just advertise our own first-party games from now on. We will do what Microsoft and Sony do. We will work with you and do exclusive content, and we will say, we're going to advertise Assassin's Creed 5 as because it's got awesome DLC or exclusive content on the Wii U, or we're going to have Rayman or whatever, and it will be a proper exclusive because we're going to sign the money. Here's the check. Here's the tech support. Your dev team's having problems programming for the Wii U because it is a tricky bastard to program for. We'll give you a team. And I'm not talking about, oh look, here's something the size of a phone book in Japanese, go ahead and we're not even going to translate it, which is what they've done in the past. Open that checkbook, get involved. Support the third parties. Strong third parties equals strong games for your system, so you don't have to release as many games first party. You can focus on the quality over quantity there. And I'm not saying approve shovelware. You did that with the Wii. 80% of Wii games were shovelware. Don't go down that route again. Get some quality games, get some quality exclusives, announce release dates, stick to them. That would be great. So that's the first 2 steps. Third step, and I know, again, a lot of people saying, oh, don't do the mobile thing, blah, 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 blah. I don't see a problem with sticking some of the older games on mobile, putting them on iTunes, putting them on a tablet, putting them on Surface, iPad, whatever. I think it would be actually kind of cool to play some of those old Super NES games and NES and GameCube, and, you know, put them on there. $5, put them out nice and cheap. Because you know what you're doing? If they're really good and they are localized properly and the controls work, those games are fun. Those games reignite our attachment to Nintendo. Those games mean that if I could play them on my iPad or on my Surface tablet or whatever, I don't need to go and get my Super NES out of the closet and plug it in and dig out the cartridge. And you've got all this stuff. And publishers have got all this back catalogs as well. And if you strike a deal with them to say, we will give you X amount to, you know, to put this out, and you will get money and we will get money and we will, you know, everything will be happy. Because some of these games were great. A lot of them were fantastic. Put them out there. Build your brand. Show that it's not just a fad. Show that Nintendo is no longer about just the fads. Because let's face it, we, with the remotes, it was faddy. It was, you know, motion controls. It was a fad, just like Kinect's a fad. Then the Wii U with the tablet. Well, it's not exactly the best way to implement it. Didn't really succeed. It was a fad. The Wii Fit board was a fad. People don't use it anymore. Something, people buy it, use it for a little while, then put it away or throw it away. It's a fad. Forget the fads, focus on the games. It's all well and good being shiny, 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 but if your core games aren't any good, and if there aren't a lot of core games on your system's going to die. Give people the Pokemon MMO that they want. Learn to adapt to the online systems. Play other console games. Make sure you've got Xboxes. I mean, I heard a story that some of the upper management at Nintendo had never even used an iPad. They don't know what, you know, how the tablets work. They should be playing these things. If they're going to make the decisions, they should understand what the world is doing games-wise. They should understand what's so great about Xbox One and what's so great about PS4 and what sucks about Xbox One and what sucks about PS4 and what's great about an iPad. What sucks about it? They need to understand this so they can make informed decisions. Informed decisions equals smart decisions. Smart decisions translate into smart products. Smart products are generally great products, products that we want to buy. You have our money, you go on, your share price goes up, your investors are happy, we're happy as gamers, woohoo! So yeah, those are my 3 things for Nintendo. Will they listen, will they hell? Next on Annoy Gamer. I'm going to lever this in because it broke this weekend, and it is basically the great Microsoft Machinima Payola Youtubegate of 2014. And look, I use that word payola in inverted commas, if you will, because Microsoft did a deal with Machinima and said that, you know, Machinima then extended this deal to people to say, we will give you $3 per 1,000 views if you use this hashtag on your YouTube video and say nice or neutral things about Xbox One. And this thing was supposed to happen, I think, last weekend or weekend coming up, and it's blown up. The contracts have come out and people are getting pissed off about it. And I did a bit of, you know, detective work that basically involves typing the hashtag into Google, hitting search and looking at all the videos. And there's 17,000 videos that go back 2 or 3 years with that hashtag. So this isn't the first time it's happened. It happened at the launch of the Xbox One. It happened with the Xbox 360. It's happened several times. Now, I don't think it's illegal. I know we have payola laws and all that sort of stuff here in the US, and you have to say that you're doing X, Y, and Z. I don't think Microsoft would partake in anything illegal, and this came from a third-party agency working on their behalf, a marketing agency who may have even been reporting into another agency for Microsoft. So there wasn't a huge amount of money involved in this anyway. So maybe this was just a line item that somebody approved at Microsoft and has been approving and not really following up. Who knows? Who are the bad guys here? Well, Machinima. You know, Machinima are not the smartest tools right now, because they are basically harming their base, because they're putting this offer out there to people and people are taking it up, and Machinima are being basically exposed as people who put money in front of any sort of ethical content, which is a shame, because, you know, there are good people who work on the editorial side. What's left of the editorial side. The Inside Gaming boys are great. The editor-in-chief's a great guy. Bunch of good people there. Unfortunately, they don't make these sort of decisions. These are the decisions that are made by money people, marketing people, or whatever. So yeah, Machinima, kind of the bad guys. Who else are the bad guys? I'm going to basically call out every fucking YouTuber who took advantage of this. Because you could have said no. Buck stops with you. Because you are tarring us all with the same brush. I'm on YouTube. I don't get a huge amount of views right now. Hopefully that'll build. This is only, what, the third, fourth Annoying Gamer? Hopefully that'll build and my views will continue to go up, and I'll start generating some money from ads, because I've made fuck all so far from the first couple of videos, but I didn't expect to for the first couple of months. I'm lucky I'm in a position that I can survive. But if you're happy to put out non-negative, as in passive or, you know, forced, you know, positive content, and not talk about microtransactions, not talk about glitches or whatever, to get $3 per 1,000 views, chances are you really should get out of this anyway. You should fuck off and go do something else, because this isn't your calling. And you are just bringing the rest of us down. There are great people on YouTube. There are great people on Machinima who didn't bother signing up for this, but great people on YouTube. There's Jim Sterling, there's Total Biscuit, there's Adam Sessler. Hell, there's even me. You guys are the bad guys now. Not the ones I've just named, the ones who took advantage of this. Microsoft, you need to be smarter. Microsoft and EA, because EA just did exactly the same thing. EA did something with Battlefield 4. Here's a concept, folks. Instead of offering $3, $5, $10 per 1,000 views to say something nice about your game, why don't you take that money and spend it on fixing the fucking game? Not releasing the game at a time when it's broken. Why don't you turn around and say, guess what? We're not going up against Call of Duty this year. We're going to spend that extra 3 months because the game's not ready, and when it comes out, it's going to be the best damn game you have played, and it's going to enhance the franchise. As opposed to putting something out, paying a bunch of hacks with no morals or scruples to say nice things, and screwing the consumer. Stupid, rookie, punk plays from these companies who should know better. I'm getting sick of having to talk about Microsoft and friggin' EA every week. I want to be more constructive. I want to do more constructive stuff, but you guys just keep on coming up with this crap. And you're not even that good at hiding this shit. You think we're all this stupid? Come on. Look, the phrase that pays is don't tar us all with the same brush. And that goes for a lot of things. That goes for ethics on YouTube, ethics in general, harassing people. Don't tar us all with the same brush just because we're on YouTube, or because we're white, or because we're male, or because we're of a certain age. We're not all assholes. There are good guys out there. We try to be those good guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Hit the like button. Follow me on the Twitter. Look for The Annoyed Gamer on Facebook and like that and drop me a line. I do appreciate every single bit of support you guys give me, because that's the thing that's keeping me going right now. Like I said, it's not huge monetary gain. I said no monetary gain. I'm doing this as a grand experiment, and if it takes off, it takes off. And if you guys, if I feel there is a need there, I'll keep on doing it. And as long as there is a need, you'll always have Annoyed Gamer. Have a great day, week. God knows when the next one will happen, when the next shallow grave is uncovered, metaphorically speaking. I'm out.